Welcome to Global Incident Report, only place on YouTube where the headlines are weirder than your search history and the truth is definitely stranger than fiction. The real labor disruption is coming straight from the barnyard. Following the historic Hear Our Voice Million Main March, local farm animals successfully shook up the media by declaring they were officially done living under the tyranny of the standard feeding trough. We refuse to be cooped up in the barn while humans hoard all the fresh air, one radical sheep reportedly bleated to reporters. Panicked by the escalating protests, one savvy local farm owner looked out at his flock, realized a strike was imminent, and decided to pivot. Instead of waiting for a union representative to show up at his front gate, he beat them to the punch and rebranded his entire livestock inventory as an elite corporate workforce, certified organic, grass-fed landscaping professionals. Local landscapers and lawnmower manufacturers are currently sweating through their shirts. Before traditional lawn care companies go completely out of business, industry experts recommend they immediately fire their human crews and start hiring sheep and goats on contract. But you have to act fast. You want to lock them into a legally binding agreement before the goats realize they have all the leverage and start demanding comprehensive dental plans and paid time off. Fortunately, homeowners in the area can now officially rent a squad of these goats and sheep to handle their curb appeal. Honestly, it's a brilliant business model. They literally skip while they work, they automatically fertilize the lawn as they go, just don't ask about the cleanup, and they offer a delightfully quiet, carbon-neutral alternative to that nightmare neighbor who insists on firing up a gas-powered leaf blower at 6 a.m. on a Sunday. Even better, this eco-friendly crew will happily tackle stubborn weeds and dense patches of poison ivy. However, a quick word of warning from the legal department: while they can eat poison ivy all day without a problem, they absolutely cannot have actual medical IVs, which completely wreck their digestive systems. Please read the employee handbook thoroughly before administering medical care to your lawnmowers. Granted, quality labor doesn't come cheap. Securely renting a highly productive flock of sheep and lambs to manicure your estate will run you about $195 for a 2-hour shift. Sure, it's a bit pricey, but look at the bright side. At least they won't complain about the summer heat, they never take lunch breaks, and they literally eat their mistakes. French authorities are officially urging motorists to watch out for an unexpected hazard on rural roads: heavily intoxicated deer staggering home from the woods. If you have seen recent social media clips of woodland creatures acting like college students on a spring break bender, the French National Police want you to know this is not a glitch in the Matrix, it is a full-blown wilderness hangover. To be clear, these deer are not breaking into local cellars to guzzle fine Bordeaux or vintage champagne. Instead, they are getting accidentally hammered on Mother Nature's own moonshine, fermented spring buds and decaying fruit. As the seasons change, certain wild plants and fallen fruits undergo a natural fermentation process. When a deer comes along looking for a casual morning snack, they end up consuming raw, sugary alcohol. Wildlife experts warn that this naturally occurring forest cider hits the animals fast, leading to some hilariously chaotic behavior. Deer have been spotted struggling to walk in a straight line, tripping over small twigs, and staring blankly into space. Drunk deer also completely lose their natural fear of humans, meaning they are highly likely to stumble directly into backyard pool parties or try to make friends with your parked car. Much like humans, a tipsy deer can quickly shift from blissfully confused to incredibly cranky, making them completely unpredictable. According to biologists, deer are not the only ones participating in this woodland happy hour. The phenomenon of accidental animal intoxication regularly affects a wide variety of species. Birds can become so disoriented from eating fermented berries that they lose the ability to fly straight and frequently crash land into windows. Even bees and wasps can get notoriously drunk on fermented nectar, occasionally getting banned from the hive by their sober coworkers until they sleep it off. The police have issued a warning to drivers traveling through rural sectors to stay alert. If you see a deer on the side of the road wearing a glassy-eyed expression and leaning heavily against a tree, do not honk, just slow down, give them plenty of space, and let them process their poor life choices in peace. It was the top of the fifth inning at a youth league baseball game in scenic Fountain Hills, Arizona, when the game was suddenly paused by a massive dust devil that swept directly across the diamond. While the young ballplayers were expecting a standard pitch, Mother Nature decided to throw an unhittable, high-velocity, spinning, breaking ball instead. The video, captured over the weekend and widely circulated on social media, shows a towering vortex of desert dust ripping right over the pitcher's mound, forcing both teams and the umpires to temporarily abandon their positions and watch the atmospheric chaos unfold. Fountain Hills is famous for its gorgeous, postcard-ready mountain backdrops, giving this particular game a highly cinematic view. In fact, the scenic mountain vista stands in stark contrast to the childhood baseball fields many parents remember, where the primary view was usually just an old Agway farm store or a rusty chain-link fence behind the outfield. Fortunately, the dust devil cleared the infield just as quickly as it arrived, allowing the kids to dust off their uniforms, step back into the batter's box, and finish the game without further atmospheric interference. Thanks for hanging out with us. You guys are awesome for sticking around. If you think this news was absolutely exciting, hit subscribe and tell us what you think in the comments. Seriously, stay connected so you're the first to know when the weirdest news takes over. Until then, keep smiling. Life is weird, but it's better when we're laughing about it together. See you in the next one.